maybe go into one where you move a bit closer, push the handle up. If it's a shot you perhaps play, punch one down there. As you can tell from that demonstration punch shot, I made it look pretty simple. But what did I do really when I said lift the blade up, lift the shaft up, get a bit closer to it? What was I actually doing? Because we see all of these tutorials on the internet about punch shots, and you've all seen it out there: stand narrower, weight on the left side, grip it down. But I play with guys and they hit these big right to lefters when they punch it, huge right to lefters. Ball comes out with speed, flip, misses the green long left, dead. Basically double crossing, equivalent of, but with speed and a miss left. So, bonus episode coming to you today as a follow-on to that post I put out on Tour Truck Tuesday. At the end of this video, click one of those boxes and I'll send you straight back there so you can see it. It was a review of the P7 MC irons with the Project X IOs. Going very well for me. But during the edit, I just wanted to elaborate on that because I made it look quite easy because, and this is what I want you guys to get to, I was in the flow. I was gone into the target. I was reacting to the target. I wasn't so consumed by my TrackMan numbers. But if we look at those TrackMan numbers that I put up, I dropped the spin rate 1,000. These are going to be scoring clubs, like I say. Peak height comes down 30 feet. We're at 66 now. 6,500 spin rate. That's what I'd want to see. But dropped it 1,000 just by changing the dynamic loft, the loft at impact, and getting that ball to launch 5 degrees lower is how I got it to come out there. 5 degrees lower, and change that spin rate, which brought the land angle down by 10 degrees. These are all things that you can see with your eye, but I had a TrackMan there to help me measure it. So touching on those points, and touching on the things that you guys all do to hit that low punch shot. I've got this set up for the front angle so you can see me front on, and then I've got this set up here from that camera. Couple of things you got to understand. This tailor-made box, which is full of clubs that I need to return to the office, is my ball to target line, okay? Your ball to target line, crucial. But you can see here, I've got the ball in the middle of the stance, or if not with a 7-iron, this is still the 7-iron, a little bit forward to hit the shot. But things change with the arc, and they change with where the face points when you manipulate that arc, which is why some of you are getting probably big hooks when you hit your punch shots because you're keeping your weight on your left side. You've narrowed your stance. We see it all on those internet tutorials. How do you punch it? Well, guess what? You narrow it, you stay left-sided, you put the handle forward, ball back, and it's as simple as that. You make the changes at the setup. I agree. But when you move the ball back in the stance to punch it, what you actually do, and I've got a semicircle here with this blue leash and a semicircle here with this red leash. These leashes indicate how the hands and the club move because they're connected to the body, aren't they? So I can't swing up and down the ball to target line towards the camera. I'd be swinging something like this, and then I can't come back down towards the net. I'd be swinging something like that. The club has to move along the semicircle. It has to, and it has to exit along the semicircle. It's just simple physics of the body and biomechanics. It must move inside, it must connect, and it must move inside. You make it rotational. I don't want you guys to get too deep into thinking about that, but that is what it happens. And the reason I tell you, because when you play your punch shot, when the ball goes back, what happens is this semicircle, that if I've got the ball in the middle of the stance, the low point of the club coming through is in the middle. This semicircle switches and starts to move to the right. And because you've moved the ball back, the blade of the golf club, if the ball goes back to hit the punch shot, the blade now points right. So to change that, because we're nice and steep, the ball will start right, but it will come out with some curve on it. And that's how you're getting that overdrawn punch shot. You're getting it coming out at speed. The club is exiting really high, potentially hitting this noodle on a stick I've got set up. It exits this way, it goes through that ball to target box, starts right, flips, hands get what's called high, ball comes out, super amounts of speed, like a scolded cat, hits the green and shoots off into the back, and you're like, okay, I punched that. I took the speed out, I did everything that those internet coaches are telling me, but it still did too much. So, there's a key thing I said in my video that was lift the handle. Why do we do that? Why, from an equipment world, would I want you to do that? If you lift the handle, subconsciously, you saw me move straight in. I moved closer. Now, I didn't change my alignment much. I maintained fairly square to that box, which is my ball to target line, and I hit the shot, and you'll see that I came through and I excessively went underneath the noodle, and then I held the face open. Okay, I held it open at the target because, like I touched on, I was subconsciously in the shot. The correct way, or another version of doing it, that way is completely fine. You move the ball back, blade then goes open, but I want you to start to aim left. That way, you then manipulate this semicircle that you've brought the ball back and you're now aiming to the right. To turn the semicircle back onto the target, you need to move the body left, okay? And by moving the body left, now you've moved and manipulated, ball back, face goes that way, move body left, face comes back to this way. But the key point, like I say, left is still the miss. If we get these angles wrong and we aggressively get steep, it will roll and go left. The key for me, if you move forward and you raise the handle, look at what you're doing to the lie angle. You're bringing the lie angle of the club. The toe is now going to catch the turf first, which is going to soften that face angle. It's a comfort blanket, it's a safety blanket, it's whatever you want to say, but if you're going to be hitting punch shots and you're going to be moving the ball back and you're going to be turning the body left, so you can now exit underneath this noodle, you can exit this way, you've got your weight on your left side, you've got your body open, you're doing everything the coaches say, weight on the left side, and you can hit one out there, blade stays open. But if you get nice and close to the golf ball, subconsciously now, so when you hit your shots and you engage just in the target, the club has to pick up, okay? Pick up as in it has to come out towards you guys on the camera. You can no longer swing back around here. The club is upright, you've raised the handle, the club comes out towards the camera, you then turn because it's outside here going over these golf balls, you instinctively swing left, miss the noodle, your body's aimed left so you can release it correctly, and if there's any slight mishit or extreme turf interaction, it's going to be toe first, which is going to make it a slightly softer, more left to right ball flight, which is going to get rid of, as good players, which I feel like most of you who follow my channel are, or if you're struggling with the punch shot because it comes out low and hard left, that is how, as players, we're going to be able to combat that and hit that softer one that does everything that you read and see on the internet, but move closer, lift the handle up, and then try and get that toe of the golf club hitting into the mat or the turf first, and it'll help you instinctively, subconsciously exit left and hit a slightly softer ball flight. There's a tip for you. Give it a try. I'll be back with my usual Tour Truck Tuesday tip, but I did just see that one creep in there and I thought, you know what, overdrawers, I play a lot of golf with guys who do it when they try and punch, and when you're from where I'm from, the punch shot is critical. It's a great one to play, and to manipulate those TrackMan numbers that much, you have to make some changes, but why not use the equipment and the way it's set up to our benefit to help us get that? If you like what you're seeing, and you think this is helping, slam subscribe. You know what you've got to do. Follow along. Videos come up once every Tour Truck Tuesday, and I'll be back with some more great stuff.